There was a question regarding people and how they suddenly change from one belief or one set of ideas to another. And there was also this point of view where um, people would wonder how so many people would so easily adhere to these new agendas in society, whether it is LGBT or anything else. See, I've said that the answer is always very simple. It's just a lot of people know it, but they prefer playing the confused one and they prefer getting more and more confirmation instead of simply taking things the way they are. When it comes to these people who suddenly change, see, society has been playing the same old game up till now. It never changed, and nor will it change, because society is ruled by sick people who they don't like change. They can't like change, so they will do the same exact thing again and again. They will make society as lame and as idiotic as possible, as simple as possible in the end. And if you look throughout the ages, society has barely evolved because you have to be kept at a certain level of idiocy and ignorance, because only then can you be easily controlled. How can you simply be controlled? By being pulled out of your comfort zone, right? If they can't do that, they will force it, right? People wouldn't simply gladly accept being put in lockdown, for example, throughout the pandemic. They had to be forced into lockdown because that's when the change would be uh, more resilient. So they had to make a script. It obviously worked like hell because you can't expect idiots to actually come up with something good. But they had a lot of idiots, though, to serve them in key places everywhere in the world. And there are a lot of idiots, anyways, in the world, or primitive minded people who fell for it. It's not that they fell for it. Whatever is given to them first, they will simply follow. Because when society is boring, and when simple-minded people have nothing much to do because they don't know how to treat their mind, how to treat their emotions, they don't know to be meditative, they just wish for something, right? They have an inner longing. See, what is this big problem? Most of these ignorant people that you see around you, they simply suffer in most cases by, let's say, from abandonment issues. They have these issues, and unfortunately, psychologically, they are not far away from the level of a child. Yes, they are still a child waiting to be loved by their parents. You might look at these primitive minded people, ignorance, whatever you want to call them, bots. You might look at them, they might be 60, they might be 80 years of age, they're still the same. They're still children waiting for their parents to come back and, give them a hug and show them signs of appreciation and love. Society, if you look at it, especially nowadays, they have swapped from the wounded masculine, aka the idea of stomping on others, and they have swapped to the idea of wounded feminine, right? They are inviting you into their pain, right? They are making use now of words like you're doing it for the others, you're doing it for your beloved ones. But you can't expect narcissists and psychopaths to know what love is. They're just making use of silly emotions against you. And their only purpose is to simply get you killed nonetheless. Because a narcissist never cares about you, and, well, obviously not a psychopath. But psychopathy is a bit more complex. It is more than just simple narcissism, it has multiple layers. When it comes to society in the end, if you look at things, even LGBT, it has all been done as a game, right? Symbols of LGBT and pornography were implemented in cartoons. Disney would do that. And they were caught from time to time with pornographic images being displayed one frame at a time in certain episodes of their cartoons. And you only need one frame, 1 millisecond, to implement a message in people's subconscious, and it will simply grow. If you leave it grow enough, when you launch a certain madness that fits that image, they will take it as normal, right? It is what I call mental inoculation, or, well, some people say predictive programming and the such. Now, when it comes to all of these agendas, you can look at them and it's nothing else but a game, right? When they implement these games in kindergartens and in elementary schools, that children can pretend that they are any animal, and the teachers around them, again, with a mind of with a mind whose level is that of a child anyways, you see these people, they just play along. because they're still waiting for their parents to give them the attention they need. And to children, any game is good because children are brimming with life. They will always embrace change. See, people who are lost in this idea that abandonment is crushing them, well, it is a very horrible dimension of the mind and the emotion to live in, because you automatically become an enemy of progress. You still want to remain there because you have unlearned lessons, unfulfilled desires, and you're going to carry those. If you look at society as is, these have been carried on by thousands of generations before us. And since they could not transcend those, the next generation simply took on this so-called game of remaining, half-living child, more like quarter-living child, who still waits for their parents to come and, give them the love that they need. So if you look at these charadas, they're only making it more and more of a game, because it is easy to pull these children-level minded people into this, let's say, dance of dying, because when you're against progress, technically you're dead from a certain point of view. And since people are bored, the bigger problem that comes nowadays is comfort, because nowadays everything is so easy, right? The greatest comfort has been created, especially for women, right? A lot of the household activities that women would do are so much easier nowadays, but you see them being even more tired because they have so much spare time, they don't know how to handle it. And when you give idiots all the spare time in the world, well, then you have a problem, because you get greater idiots. They don't know what meditativeness means, they don't know what staying calm means, they don't know what patience is. This whole society is just a game, right? They're making you embrace new ideas, but there is a purpose, right? Because these children-minded people, they will always embrace something new because society is stomping on them, right? Loneliness is destroying them from within. But, every day people are finding new distractions, and, well, distractions will keep you on that spiral of death, right? How? Well, very simply, because you need distractions to run away in an illusionary way. You run away from your ignorance, right? From the pain of ignorance. You run away through distractions. But the problem is, your problems in life will become better. Your ignorance will keep crushing you. So you need even more distractions, right? Nowadays, silly women need, toys, all sorts of things, right? Animals, especially pets, right? And they lie themselves that they don't need anyone else. That is the first impulse of loneliness. Because loneliness crushes you, it causes you a lot of pain. What is the first impulse when you're in pain? You want to run away from everyone else. It's a simple psychology. It's not very advanced, but you don't see too many so-called psychologists speak about this. And it kind of ends up in a silly way with people like me speaking about these. So, well, this is kind of what people may have needed. Take care, enjoy life, and, well, these being said, Ferinjan Board signing out.